My name is Marita, and here in this room, we'll explore the past, the present, and the future. We'll look through our dice, our tarot cards, our crystals to find the answers we've been seeking. I hope you'll take this journey with me on The Read.
And what's the read?
Come on now.
And what you need to hear, what you need to see. And what's the read? And what you need to hear, what you need to see. Let the spirit speak, ancestors and reach, guiding you spiritually. Long as you're listening to help you all day, talk through me. The insight that you seek or the closure that you need. If you follow spirit leads you, so call reader for the read. Hey, and what's the read?
Come on now.
And what you need to hear, what you need to see. And what's the read? And what you need to hear, what you need to see. They wanna vibe with me on the read. Come take this journey with me on the read. We got our crystals, cards, our cards on the read. Come take a seat.
This is my first psychic reading ever. I've never had a psychic reading done before. I really don't know what to expect since I've never had one before, but I'm looking forward to it.
Next, I'm so excited to welcome in Miss Jamie to our very special room. Yay! I'm so excited to have you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Good, good. I'm so glad. Yep, welcome to sit in your chair. Ooh. Yeah, we got dice, we got cards, right? We got a few trinkets in here. Super pumped, okay? So our reading will be like somewhere, it won't be too long, but it won't be too short.
Okay.
All right. I give a similar speech before every reading, and this is just so that you know who I'm talking to, right? And the spirit knows who we're talking to, okay? I'm communicating with your spiritual counsel and my spiritual counsel, which I consider to be all the golden light beings that come to serve us on a regular basis, such as angels, ancestors, animal guides, or spirit guides, for clear, concise, honest messages that'll bless you on your journey. Other than that, we're going to see what numbers, I know, I'm so excited, what numbers you have today. What do we have for Jamie, Spirit? 6, 4, and 7. All right, we'll start here. So, generally speaking, right, we've got April, we've got June, we've got July as possible significant months, 7th, 4th, or 6th of the month, maybe even June 4th or 7th or July 4th or 6th coming up, right? Also, these could have been significant, could be, because could be significant ages for you, 46, 47 coming up. So just paying attention to kind of what occurs during those time periods, okay? Also, 4s remind us that everything is okay even when it doesn't look that way. Okay, so there could be some circumstances, especially with the 6 and the 7, where you feel like your finances or your money or the physical things in your life, such as like a home or a car, or career things, are not exactly panning out in the way that you expected it. And when I think about 7s, they remind me of rejection being protection. So there could be some circumstances where it's been like, this has been delayed and this has been delayed, and I said this prayer and I expected this to happen, but it's just been moment after moment where you're kind of like, what did I do? What's going on? And there's a little bit of spirit saying, things are happening for you and not to you, okay? And your life is falling together versus falling apart, okay? So when things aren't exactly going in the direction you expected, that doesn't mean that you're off your path, okay? And they want you to do your best, very best rather, to have a little bit of like, I guess, faith in the fact that you've done such a well enough job within your own life that you will continue to be taken care of, okay? So we got that. What else do I have in here? We said 7s. We got everything is okay. 4 is also a very angelic number, which makes me wonder with the angels and the God if you grew up like Christian or Catholic or something like that, or any type of like monotheistic religion. Because a lot of times what happens is the angels, God, they still follow us even when we are living our own life and doing our own things, right? And a lot of times this is kind of that response of like, I knew who you were going to be before you got here. Okay, and so I'm never going to leave you or forsake you or be upset with you because you're living your life in the way that you feel is most authentic to you. Okay, and I think that's 6s. They kind of do remind me of a little bit of anxiety. Okay, a little bit of stress. Okay. You know, maybe a few moments where you feel a little high strung, and that's okay. So Spirit reminding you to work through your coping mechanisms. Okay, so we got that. Questions, comments, or concerns?
No, I'm enjoying the reading so far.
Yeah, processing. Yeah. All right, Spirit, what else do we have for Jamie today? Providing guidance. Ooh. See, sometimes they like to do their own thing here. I see. Oh, okay, very interesting. We got a couple of things.
In here.
Really, right? Okay, like okay. I didn't know we were gonna be doing all that. So very interesting. We have some people out here. So it seems like there's been some interesting interpersonal relationship things that you've been dealing with. Two things. One, you may have a significant masculine energy that passed on that's coming through to say hello. This could have been someone that was paternal in nature, or someone who was very like just stately maybe, or like they carried themselves in a like confident way maybe. And there could be something about, since if this is resonating, since they're passing, something about almost feeling like your life, you've almost been like fighting for your life since either having removed yourself from something that was very toxic, or since the passing of someone. Does this resonate with anything that's going, okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so if it's a passed on loved one, so is this like a father or grandfather, or it doesn't have to
Really
be,
more like a friend.
okay, yeah.
But definitely feel like a family member.
Okay.
But the only person in this entire world that I could be my true self around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sorry to hear that they have transitioned.
Let me get this.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I got you. But there's a lot of,
On
yes.
June 7th is when they transitioned.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's, wow. And I love how Spirit makes sure that you understand that they are making a point of being present. Right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times there's these moments where we're kind of like doubting or wondering, like, I mean, it could be or maybe, right? But I love it when Spirit says, no, I'm going to make sure in every essence of who you are and everything that you do, that you understand that you are taken care of and seen. Okay. So I don't know if this person dealt with like mental health challenges, or if there's just some essence of them struggling toward the end here. Okay. And so there's a little bit of an acknowledgement that they weren't their best self, maybe. Okay. Or they weren't feeling their best. Okay. And so if you do sometimes wonder, like, what was going on with that, right? What was happening? There was a lot of them struggling with maybe some childhood wounds as well as some other things, okay? So they want to let you know there's really not much else you could have really done to save them, right, or make things better. I think there might have also been some communication challenges maybe toward the end here, and so there's this element of like, no need to feel guilty, or no need to hold on to the pain of the ending and forgetting everything else.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I got you. We're here. We're here. Right? Because a lot of times we wonder, like, if we've been forgotten, right, or left behind, right?
Oh, I wondered if this would happen, and it's happening.
I'm glad.
You know?
I'm glad that you get this validation, right? That you are loved, and that love transcends space and time.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have that. We're going to keep them out here since they made their presence known, right? We'll make sure they get to stay, and we'll see. I don't know if they're commenting on other relationships that you have, or if there was like a friend group or family group that was associated with this, but there is something.
I think I know.
Okay.
My father.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I wasn't as close to him as I was to this one.
Right. Okay. Because I'm like, there's a few people out here, so I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm trying to,
correct.
like there's a couple folks out here, but that would still kind of make sense to me, because there's a couple of things. We got a King of Spades, a King of Hearts, and maybe Father. There was that understanding that he was meant to be Father this lifetime, but maybe there were just some sensitivities that he was dealing with, maybe that he wasn't able to connect in the way that you needed, or something like that. And then lastly, so I don't know if there's a friend that you're also dealing with some things with. I don't know. There's a lot of people in here. There's a lot of relationship dynamics. So I would also encourage you, if you haven't talked to a friend, or if there's an invitation or something that you need to take, make sure you're getting out. Okay, make sure you're not self-isolating. So we're gonna get kind of our last.
Is this a friend from the spirit world?
To me, this feels a little more present, like they're still living.
Okay.
But it could be someone from the spirit world, since we did start off with some people that had transitioned on. If it is someone from the spirit world, it probably would have been a peer, someone of a similar age. They might have passed before their time, or it felt like they passed younger, if it is someone that has transitioned on.
Okay.
Does that resonate, or is it?
It does, but it's probably more likely that this is a person has not transitioned.
Okay.
You mentioned something about not to self-isolate.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay, so so it could also be a little bit of both, right? A little bit of the friend, like, hey, I just want to peek in.
Yeah.
Say
Yes.
something, say a little something,
Yes.
But at the same time, also, are you getting out with other friends? Are you hanging on to the love that you feel like you lost versus kind of stepping into new opportunities, right? So it just could be a couple of things to work out there. Then we got the High Priestess, the Star, the Page of Pentacles. So I feel like Spirit is saying you're a lot more intuitive, I think, than you recognize. Okay, there could be that you get a lot of dreams, or you might get a lot of like just nudges or hunches, and you might feel a little weirded out by it, or people may try to almost like spiritually gaslight you, where they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened, right? You're like, but I could have sworn I seen your name 3 times, and I dreamed about your cat, and and people are like, I don't know what you mean. And there's a little bit of Spirit saying, don't doubt what you are receiving just because other people are not validating it.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it would also benefit from, let's see, what else do we have here? But there is this element of Spirit saying, we have already promised you a lot of great things, and it might have taken a really long time, and there has been some hiccups, and there's an acknowledgement, because sometimes people are like, well, you forget about that stuff, it doesn't matter, and da-da-da. And Spirit's like, no, sometimes shit is a little fucked up.
Oh, shit's real fucked up.
Okay. But they're letting you know that you are still watched over, and they want you to continue thinking about what the future may hold for you.
Oh, I needed to hear that.
Okay?
Yeah.
There's a lot of butterflies here, which do signify to me a lot of evolution, a lot of growth, right?
Wow, that was awesome.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
A
I'm
lot.
so glad. I'm glad. Yay! Yeah. I'm so glad you made it.
Yeah,
you did
I know.
it.
Me too.
Yay. Yeah, you made it through.
So
Yeah.
this is my first time ever getting a reading.
Wow.
Like, I've never had a reading.
Wow, yeah.
And, oh, Lord. I mean, there's just like so much going on.
Yeah.
But I'm a psychiatric nurse. I'm an RN.
wow.
But I left my career in 2020 because I wrote my own TV show. And it's just been this wild journey.
Yeah.
And my best friend, that Paul, but we always called him P. Diddy.
Yeah.
That's not the name you
Right,
want to
you can't-
have. You don't want to have that name anymore. You know what I'm
It didn't
saying?
age as well. That was a good one.
But I have
Yeah.
been so like just depressed since he's gone. He brought
fair.
me so much joy
Yeah,
and happiness, and it's been really hard for me to just find that again.
that's fair.
You know,
That's
it's just
fair.
a friend. It's just a friendship. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, but still, when you get someone that really understands you can just call them up, do something. It's kind of hard when you don't have that same
Yeah.
feeling. I get that.
But yeah, I was born in July,
Oh wow,
and he passed away June 7th.
yeah,
You know,
it's crazy.
so
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the 4 is.
yeah.
But
we remember everything is okay.
yeah,
It doesn't look that way.
absolutely. You were on point with everything you just told me.
Thank you.
Everything.
Yay.
My name is Matheus, and I've had a few readings before, mostly from friends, because I like to be more comfortable with the person who's reading my fortune. And yeah, I'm excited to try this time. I think there's a lot going on right now, a lot of uncertainty, so I think there's going to be definitely a few aha moments there, epiphanies, so that's what I'm most expecting, more excited about, I think. Yeah.
Next, I'm so excited to bring out one of my newest friends and welcome him to this room for this reading. Welcome, please, Matheus. I'm so happy you get to go. Yeah. We did it.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
This is very exciting, very exciting. Whew. I know, right? I'm like, whew. We're doing it. We're doing it. Okay,
yeah.
we're doing it. Every time I get it, like, even as a reader, when I get readings from other people, I'm like, oh God, please. I'm getting a little nervous. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad you're here. I give a similar speech before every reading that I'm communicating with your spiritual counsel and my spiritual counsel that I consider to be all of the golden light beings that come to serve us on a regular basis, such as angels, ancestors, animal guides, or spirit guides, for clear, concise, honest messages that'll bless you on your journey. Ooh, yay! Okay. So let's start. The numbers have been pretty fun. So let's see what numbers come up today. 729. 7 seems to be a very prevalent number these days. So 729, generally speaking, right? We already know February, July, September could be significant months. 2nd, 7th, 9th of the month. maybe even 27th and 29th being significant days. Yesterday was the 29th. I don't know. There just could be something as well this week that could have been, or in the last 7 days that has been coming up for you that Spirit wants you to continue processing through. Also, 2s are a very feminine number, and so there could be some ways in which you need to continue working smarter, not harder. There could be a lot of like areas of your life where you felt like you were forcing and hustling and pushing and working very hard, and you could have been either a little burnt out or not experiencing maybe the fruits of your labor in the way that you expected. And so Spirit could be asking you to remember that you don't always have to be working or producing in order to be successful or to receive something.
That's good to know.
Okay, good.
Remember that.
Right. Call back. So then we also have here 2s. There could also be some things to be processed with your own mother, though, or other feminine energies in your life as well. Okay. So making sure if there's any challenges that you've had in that relationship or ways that you are learning to like grow through it, that you continue to not like stuff it down.
Okay.
Now, 7s remind us that rejection is protection. So if you feel like there's been a relationship or a career thing or something where it just hasn't been going like you wanted it to, there's something about Spirit reminding you that things are happening for you and not to you. Okay. 7 is also back to that godly number thing. I think that you have a very special relationship to God or the universe in the way that you can, like, I don't know, you might have, someone's giving you this feel of like when you're outside, you might be very aware of the ways that like God speaks to you. So making sure that you're paying attention to like the leaves, the animals, the numbers, any other symbols or signs that come to you. And then 9s remind us that we are coming to the end of a cycle. So there could just be something new that you're deciding to do in the next like couple months or couple weeks that Spirit wants you to really embrace and fully be immersed in. 9 is also a humanitarian number, or a number of people that give and that love very deeply. So I feel like your life purpose is always going to be related to helping others, even if it's not directly in the helping field. Okay. So you might find that when you're like working on projects or something, that people are venting to you or asking you for advice or needing something, or they may really just talk about the way that what you have said or done for them has impacted them in a positive way. Okay. 2, 7, 9. I think that's all we have for our numbers. But we're going to pull some cards out, but questions, comments, or concerns before we do that.
All right.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm
Okay.
doing good now.
Okay.
So far.
So let's see what else we have. Spirit providing guidance, understanding. Oh, okay. Very interesting. So usually when I think about the Jack of Spades with the Ten of Spades, there could be someone that passed on. Usually I think about this as someone that's passed. And if it's not someone that's passed, it's definitely someone that we haven't had the same relationship with, or there was a drastic change in the relationship with this person. Usually when I think about it in this context, this would be someone who was younger, or someone who's considered a peer, someone, I wouldn't, because young is relative, but maybe like 25 to 35, something like that. But there is something about the drastic change in this person's life. So if it is someone that passed away, there is kind of this acknowledgement of how sudden this was, or how unexpected this was. Maybe they were also working on their choices and just the way that they lived their life. But if this is someone that's living, this would be someone who's a little immature, okay? Someone who may do things before they think about their actions. Again, with the Ten of Spades, this would be maybe someone where something drastic happened overnight and you just didn't expect the relationship to be this particular way. So are there any ways in which this is resonating with you?
Yeah, I'm kind of, so it would be about a person, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so I had a friend that passed away last year.
Okay, sorry to hear
And
that.
I think the age range there applies to it. So, and it was very sudden. I had seen him like maybe 2 months before he passed, so it was very surprising. And
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, but maybe he's just coming through to be like, hey, I'm here. I do. Maybe, and there might even be this acknowledgement of like not being able to have said bye, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's where the sudden thing keeps coming up here, where he's like, this is just an acknowledgement of like, I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to really have a closure moment with you.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got that. We'll let him stay out there since he wanted to make his presence known. And let's see what else we have. Oh. All the cards, everything's always falling off the table. Always something happening. So I got the Three of Swords. Seems like a lot of these cards to me talk about needing to take a leap of faith, okay? Not hesitating on the things that you feel drawn to. Very interesting that there's a lot of feminine energy out here, and you had these 2s as well. So there's a lot of feminine relationships that I think you're processing through or learning about. When I think about the Three of Swords, it can kind of remind me like where in the past we could have experienced some heartbreak with the women or feminine energies in our lives. They could have maybe not shown up in the way that we needed, not been nurturing in the way that we needed. There could have also been a projection of their pain onto us. And so there could be something about learning through these relationships here. I think it's also interesting when I think about the Three of Swords, it reminds me of Spirit saying there might have been a lot of opportunities for you to, I guess, engage in self-sabotage. Okay, and there's been, it seems like a lot of healing that has come from you deciding you were going to either eat healthier, live healthier, or make healthier choices or something like that, and Spirit being very proud of this work. We talked about taking leaps of faith. Very interesting, we got these two feminine energies out here. On one end, when I think about the Queen of Wands, this is someone who is very sure of their sensuality and their sexuality. And again, feminine energy also doesn't have to mean like women. It could just, right, feminine energy, but someone who's very secure in their sexuality or sensuality, someone who may literally work for the legal system or do some work that does defend others or help others. But then on the other side of this, we have this Princess of Wands, which is someone who hasn't quite developed into this mature energy here, but they may be just as, what's the word I'm looking for? Spunky, or like they might have just as much
Fierce.
Yeah, like fierce thinking, fierce energy, but they might not quite know how to organize that energy yet. So there either could be someone that you know is going to grow into this here, right? Or you are noticing two different people who have very similar energies who aren't necessarily going in the same direction, but there could be something about learning from these energies here. I think Spirit is also encouraging you to break out of any type of shell, or like if you feel like there's things that you want to do that other people wouldn't approve of or wouldn't understand, I feel like Spirit is asking you to pursue it or follow it anyway, or in spite of these things. There's also a couple animals out here. We got our birds, we got our dogs, and we got a leopard or a panther here.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Okay, so you could either need to get a house pet or you have a house pet, or there's something about animals that's very significant here. Okay, I would really encourage you to even think about the symbolism of a dog, right? It does symbolize loyalty, symbolizes a lot of playful energy, a lot of fun, right? And a little bit of curiosity here as well. So there could be some ways in which you need to embody these energies in this next chapter of your life so that you can find yourself getting the most out of it. When I think about doves, they remind me of like promises from God, right? Promises of peace. So there could be some things that you've just been waiting on, and you will receive them as well. And then when I think about like leopards and panthers, the feline energy, sometimes, it's very interesting, even though this isn't necessarily a panther.
No, it is a tattoo.
And it's also like a tiger and a panther. It's something, so that feline energy is also significant. And when I think about feline energy, they always land on their feet, supposedly, right? And so Spirit may be saying these situations, they're very proud of how you have landed on your feet after maybe some hiccups or things that have occurred, okay? Also, when I think about leopards, animals, felines, they're very stealthy in the way that they hunt for things. So this might be kind of like almost metaphorical for the way that you handle situations where people don't expect you to be who you are, or they don't expect you to accomplish certain things or do certain things. But then when you get done with it, they're like, oh shit, I didn't know Matheus could do this, or Matheus is doing that, or da-da-da. And so you might be surprising a lot of people with the things that you get into moving forward. And so there is something about having pride, right, in the work that you're doing, or what you are excited about.
Yeah, I see a lot of pride here, like achievement, like sitting down comfortably with it. While here it's a little more daring and enjoying the fire at the beginning.
Exactly.
So it's funny because I do have a tattoo on my right thigh here.
Okay.
So not exactly the same spot, but
similar. Okay.
Yeah.
So and maybe there's something about the symbolism in that tattoo as well that Spirit wants you to remember.
Yeah.
Okay. Like what was going on during that time period? What did you learn from the tattoo? All that kind of stuff. Very interesting.
All
okay.
right.
That's why I like the imagery too, because even if I don't see it, clients are like, no, but.
Yeah, but that's some things like stood out. Yeah.
I'm glad. Okay. So we'll get.
Love it.
I think it's also significant you have the Strength card here, which really does remind me of one, our coping mechanisms. Okay. So one, if you want to garden this summer, or if you want to get a house plant, there would be some really good signs for that, or learning more about gardening or herbs or something like that as well.
Working on it.
Okay. So I think that'll really benefit you here. And I think it's always interesting because a lot of times I've had plant guides like come through in a reading, and I've noticed that it seems to be happening more in the summertime, which makes sense, right? Seasonally, plants and all the things. But I think sometimes we forget how beneficial relationships with Mother Nature are. So if you do decide to get into herbs or planting, gardening, houseplants, whatever, make sure that you are intentionally like getting something out of it. So this could mean like naming the plants, talking to them, speaking to them, right? Okay. Knowing what their purposes are and asking them to bring those purposes to you. Okay.
Yeah,
Things like
make it
that.
a little more connections. You put connection with, I love it.
Because they follow us regardless, right?
Yeah.
And then Mother Nature, abundance, right? Safety, security. Also, if you find yourself getting weighed down by life or stressed, like if you've had a long week, a lot of times when we convene with Mother Nature, we can imagine ourselves purging of all the days, you know, stressors, and then allowing that plant energy, that oxygen, that breath of life to kind of come back through us, and imagining how clear and cleansed we feel from that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I think.
Wow. Oh, that was so much to unpack. I think I'm going to be thinking about the reading for at least a week after this. It made me think about a lot of things with relationships, the way I portray myself to the world, things that I have kept in a drawer for a long time, and I feel like I was wondering, should I open this up and should I explore this? And then Rita was able to touch on those areas and just kind of give me the go ahead and like, go be yourself, go on, you know? So what stood out the most for me was her comfort, you know, how everything just felt so dynamic and fluid. So she was able to bring these cards up and then mention different things, and it's like she's reading through you, but at some point it's not like we're not even there, it's like we're suspended in there somewhere. It was just a very beautiful reading, and I am just so happy I did it. And yeah, it was much more than I expected, and I have to think about it now. I have to let it sit in, you know, and then just kind of let you know later how it turns out. I think
Now this part of the show, it's all about you. All right, we'll choose between two numbers, or maybe you'll feel directed or drawn to both. I'll then present you with a message that I've interpreted from these numbers until we meet again. So our first number is 407, and our second number is 719. 407, 719. Don't forget your pen or to take some mental notes so that you can keep up with what we're talking about. So angel number 407, the key words are stability, angels, all is well, foundational growth, resets, origins, omega, beginnings, divine guidance, divine blockages, good luck, mysteries, mastery, and God. So here's your message, number 407. Allowing yourself the room to make new plans is crucial during this time. You've been asking Spirit for more stability. They hear you. They definitely hear you. However, in spite of your best efforts, you may feel like progress is moving a little slow. These perceived setbacks are for your betterment. Remember that rejection is protection. You know that what is meant for you will never ever pass you by. There is much divine knowledge that you're meant to receive right now, so make sure that you're seeing the bigger picture, okay? Especially in every situation. If it's not working out for you, try something else. New beginnings are ahead, and I promise you won't be disappointed. So for all of our lovely people that chose and our number 719, we have our keywords as mystery, mastery. Ooh, these sevens are so strong today. God, divine redirection, leadership, loneliness, inward reflection, spirituality, kindness, and service to others. Here's your message. Spirit is acknowledging that your story is quite unique. I feel like recently you've been searching for the deeper meaning behind what's really physically playing out in your world. You are a leader in all of your social circles, okay, or in most of them. And sometimes you have to explore some things alone. Sometimes when you're a leader, you have to step out of the group to do something different. Do your best to see this current journey as a gift. We can't always take everyone along with us on each and every, or in each and every chapter. Continue to learn more about your spiritual gifts and passions. Remember, what is the unique spark that you bring to this world? So those are our messages. We hope you enjoyed seeing everyone in their readings and taking this journey inside this magical room with me. Until we meet again. Bye. Yay! Okay, first episode done.